Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. I want to talk a little bit about recruiting, specifically on the defensive side of the ball, because last week I put out the video talking about the big Memorial Day weekend recruiting event coming up in just a few days on Rocky Top, but spent a lot of time talking about the offensive side of the ball. One of you guys left a comment, said that's great. Sounds like Tennessee's doing a great job on offense. What about defense? So I want to talk about it, but when you look who has already committed in the class of 23, Tennessee's pretty even across the board as far as offense and defense. Caleb Herring, #1 player in the state of Tennessee, 4-star edge rusher, already in the boat. Sylvester Smith, 4-star safety, also already in the boat. Tennessee has landed some talent on the defensive side of the ball. You got a guy like Trevor Duncan, big physical kid, listed as an athlete, but he can play both sides of the line of scrimmage, so it'll be interesting to see what this coaching staff does with him, whether they move him over to offensive tackle or they keep him on the defensive side of the ball. Also, you've got 3-star edge rusher Nathan Robinson, in-state kid, and Jack Luttrell, 3-star safety, who Jack Luttrell's a guy, man, the more film I see on him, the more hype I see behind him, I get excited. And you try to not put too much into star ratings, but the kid, I like what he brings to the table. Jack Luttrell, again, if you've not seen his film, give him a follow over on Twitter, man. He's very active, fun guy to follow. But we're going to talk about some guys that are going to be in town this weekend, but just some other names to mention as well before we kind of get into the meat of the video. 4-star corner, Jakeem Jackson out of Florida, 6'1", 180 corner. Tennessee leads the way for him. That's a name to keep an eye on. Another one, Christian Conyer, 3-star athlete out of Kentucky. Now, a lot of people think that the Wildcats are leading the way in this one, but it seems like Tennessee also in a good spot to land Christian Conyer, who sounds like would play as a defensive back. Rico Walker, 4-star edge rusher out of Hickory, North Carolina. Now, if you look at the On3 recruiting prediction machine, they've got UNC out front. Rico Walker's got that connection to Rodney Garner. Rodney Garner actually recruited his father back in the day, so he's got that family connection. Rico Walker is a guy that I think likes Rodney Garner. I think he likes Tennessee. Another defensive player, C.J. Allen, 4-star linebacker out of Georgia. Now the Bulldogs definitely leading the way in this one, but Tennessee very much in the mix for the linebacker out of the state of Georgia. Just another name to keep an eye on. Now what I want to do, I want to get into it, talk about some of the guys that are going to be on campus this weekend. Some big-time targets on the defensive side of the ball. Make or break. Somebody asked me, Boogie, do you think Tennessee can land a top 3 class if they sign Carnell Tate? I think so, but it also depends on how you fill out the rest of the class, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. I think that is going to make or break Tennessee getting into the top 5 or top 3 in the class of 23. So we're going to break down a few big-time prospects that are going to be on campus Memorial Day weekend for the big recruiting event. But as always, do me a favor, smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel. Also, if you're new to the Talkin Vols Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. So if you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. So let's jump into the first one. That's Vic Burley. If you look at the 24/7 Sports Composite, which what I'm putting on the screen here is On3, but 24/7 Sports Composite has Vic Burley as a 5-star prospect. 6'5", 276 pounds out of the state of Georgia. Again, Rodney Garner. I think when you look at what Tennessee has done in the Josh Heupel era, offensive kids, playmakers are going to want to come play for Josh Heupel. I think we're going to be able to recruit on the defensive line because Rodney Garner, look what he did for Matthew Butler. Put that kid in the NFL, put a lot of money in his pocket. if you want to get to the league, the best defensive line coach in the country is Rodney Garner. So I think that's always a wild card. You can see the prediction machine there has Clemson way out in front, 77.9%. But again, Tennessee very much in the mix. You go back a few weeks ago, Austin Price over at VolQuest says he doesn't do predictions or crystal balls or anything like that, especially when you have inside information. But he came out and he said he really likes Tennessee and Rodney Garner to land Vic Burley. Again, 6'5", 276, defensive lineman out of Georgia. Scouting report on Vic Burley, just an absolute stud. Says he's a long linear lineman that has a good first step. Is able to get his second step into the ground, which allows him to explode on contact with the blocker and extend the play off the block. He uses good pad level at the POA when coming off the ball that gives him leverage to also control the blocker once he punches them. Has strong hands, powerful punch, which are two of his biggest attributes. Does a good job when he is angling or stunting into the gap, getting himself skinny, and then getting back square while steadily gaining ground upfield. He has two-way snaps by playing tight end that give you more of a reference point on his overall athletic ability. He's a guy that can play either end in a 4-down front or play the 4 technique in an odd front defense. He can move into the 3 technique position on pass rush downs, all the while staying at end on first and second down. Because of his size and length, that's coupled with his talent level, you have a player able to do many different things on the defensive line. So that's the scouting report on Vic Burley. Again, he's going to be in town this weekend, big recruiting event, and a guy that we keep talking about Vic Burley and then also this guy. Let's change gears, go over and take a look at Davey and Bradley. He's a guy, you get both of these guys. You keep talking about which one, can you get both of them? I think if this coaching staff can land both of these guys, it would be huge. Now, if you had to put money on it, if I had to bet on it, you asked me to put my life savings on it, I'm going with Tennessee to take one or the other, not both. But both of these guys, again, both of them will be on campus. What a good selling point. Iron sharpens iron. Let Rodney Garner sell these guys, play together, and build this defensive line. When you look at Davey and Bradley, 6'5", 215 pounds out of Missouri. You can see the On3 recruiting prediction machine there has him at 46.4%. Again, On3 has him as a 4-star prospect. You go over to the 24/7 Sports Composite, they have him graded out as a 5-star, the number 1 player out of the state of Missouri, and the number 4 edge rusher in the country. Again, on campus, in town this weekend to visit with this coaching staff. Now, Tennessee does actually have a crystal ball over at 24/7 Sports. Even though you look at the On3 recruiting prediction machine, you see Texas A&M way out in front, Tennessee down at 11.1%, but over at 24/7 Sports, they've got a crystal ball in for Bradley to end up in Knoxville. Let's take a look at the short little scouting report here on Bradley. Alan Treyu, 24/7 Sports, says long athletic defender that has a high upside, but still early in his development, has twitch, gets off the ball quickly, closes to his target in a hurry. He is fluid and able to bend and dip and make offensive linemen miss their punch. Needs additional strength and technique, but has a high ceiling based on his athletic gifts and the frame to fill in. So again, when I'm looking at edge guys, when I'm looking what Tennessee has an opportunity to add on the edge, when you see Vic Burley, when you see Davey and Bradley, and also Rico Walker, I really like Tennessee to land Rico Walker. Can they close the deal on Davey and Bradley and or Vic Burley? I think there's plenty of talent to go around. Let Rodney Garner develop them, and let's go. The last name I want to take a look at, and again, these are the big-time prospects Tennessee is going to have on campus. Can they land a guy like Tony Mitchell? And I think it was a win just to get Tony Mitchell on campus. You see the profile there. Safety out of Alabama, 6'2", 180 pounds, On3 consensus, 5-star prospect. Again, Alabama kid, so Alabama is way out in front, but it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes that Tennessee is just able to get Tony Mitchell on campus. Can they create momentum in these guys? Can they create a little momentum with Vic Burley? Can they close that gap and get out front with these big-time prospects? Again, when we're looking at top 5 class, can Josh Heupel reel in a top 5 class in 2023? You've got to be able to land some of these guys like the 3 I'm focusing on in this video. Can they make up some ground on Alabama? Can they sell NIL? Can they sell playing time. We need help on the defensive side of the ball, and we need it in a hurry. When you look at the scouting report on Tony Mitchell, everything you want out of a safety, everything you want out of a defensive back. This is Cooper Patagna from 24/7 Sports. Says Tony Mitchell has ideal size for his position, 6'2", 180, appears to possess growth potential to add additional weight to his frame, displays good athleticism in multiple positions throughout the secondary. Long reactionary defensive back with fluid hips. The GQ is going to love that comment. Tony Mitchell has fluid hips. Little inside joke there. Transitions smoothly in and out of breaks. More of a smooth-hipped athlete than he is a quick twitch explosive. Appears to have a good short area quickness and change of direction ability. Displays good patience and suddenness as a man-to-man slot defender. That sounds like a guy that could drop down, play that star position. Good man-to-man slot defender. Possesses above average play speed. Could see a natural progression to a deep middle defender or as a nickel from his corner position. Flashes some key and diagnose ability in short to intermediate part of the field. Willing run sport defender with the ability to play in space, demonstrates some ability to play the ball, but has limited ball production. Again, sounds like a guy that would have some success coming in and playing that star position in this Tim Banks defense. But that's three guys to keep an eye on this weekend. Vic Burley, Shandavian Bradley, Tony Mitchell. Can Tennessee make up some ground? Look, we got a long way to go in recruiting before things wrap up in this class of 2023. So we're going to keep an eye on it. I think business is about to pick up. Again, the big weekend coming up, Memorial Day weekend, and then also they've got another big recruiting event in June. I think we are going to see a lot of movement over the next couple of months. So make sure you're subscribed and tune in. Going to try to really do a good job covering recruiting on this channel as we move forward. If you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out our merchandise. A lot of you guys picked up shirts over the weekend. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. You can see those Talkin Vols Elite shirts. Appreciate you guys that joined the channel too. The live stream Saturday night, a lot of you guys financially supporting what we are trying to do here, which gives us the opportunity, the capability to provide more content. So we appreciate you guys. If you want to join, hit that join button down below, right beside subscribe, as little as 99 cents a month or as much as $10. You guys can support what we do and make this a career. So we appreciate the support. Again, the link is bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. The link is also in the description below. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.